Cooking oils and cancer risk, what the science really says. This is a scientific video which is based on research findings published in famous peer-reviewed journals and government reports. Please see the reference section available at the end of the video for source papers. Cooking oils are staples of modern kitchens, valued for their versatility and essential fatty acids. Yet, headlines regularly spark concern, suggesting that certain oils may be linked to cancer. How strong is the science behind these claims? Let's dive deeper into what we know, what remains uncertain, and how to make informed choices. Cooking oils are primarily composed of triglycerides, molecules consisting of fatty acids bound to glycerol. When heated, especially to high temperatures, above 180 degrees Celsius or 356 degrees Fahrenheit, as in frying, oils undergo chemical changes. These can include oxidation. Oxygen in the air reacts with the oil, forming harmful compounds like aldehydes and lipid peroxides. Polymerization. Fatty acid chains link together, creating larger, sometimes toxic molecules. Thermal degradation. Breakdown of fats into potentially harmful substances such as acrolein. The type of fat matters. Polyunsaturated fats, found in soybean, corn, and sunflower oils, are more prone to oxidation than monounsaturated fats, like olive oil, or saturated fats, like coconut oil. Animal studies and in vitro experiments have consistently shown that some byproducts of heated oils, especially aldehydes, are cytotoxic and mutagenic, meaning they can damage cells and DNA, potentially initiating cancer. A few epidemiological studies hint at correlations. A 2015 study found that individuals frequently consuming deep-fried foods had a slightly higher risk of prostate, breast, and colorectal cancers. Research has detected trans fats and acrolein, both products of overheated oils, in human tissues, linking them with inflammation and oxidative stress, known contributors to cancer development. However, correlation does not equal causation. Many confounding factors exist. Fried foods are often consumed with processed meats, refined carbohydrates, and fewer vegetables, all independently associated with cancer risk. Moreover, observational studies struggle to isolate the effect of the oil itself versus the overall dietary pattern. While the potential risks are real, context is key. The body is equipped with antioxidant systems to neutralize many harmful compounds. Occasional consumption of fried foods or use of high-heat oils is unlikely to significantly elevate cancer risk for most healthy individuals. However, repeated heating of oils, common in commercial fryers, leads to an accumulation of toxic compounds. Studies show that reused oil significantly increases the formation of mutagens. Thus, eating from establishments that frequently reheat oil could pose a higher risk. Another nuance, the choice of oil matters. Oils with high smoke points, example avocado oil, refined olive oil, are less prone to dangerous breakdown compared to oils rich in polyunsaturated fats. Choose oils wisely. For high-heat cooking, use stable oils like avocado, coconut, or hyolic sunflower oil. Avoid reusing oil. Fresh oil limits the buildup of harmful compounds. Cook at lower temperatures when possible. Sauteing instead of deep frying reduces oxidative stress. Eat plenty of antioxidants. Fruits and vegetables help counteract oxidative damage from all sources, not just cooking oils. Balance your diet. A generally healthy, plant-rich diet mitigates most environmental and dietary cancer risks. The link between cooking oil and cancer is complex and context dependent. While certain practices, such as repeatedly heating oil or frequently consuming deep-fried foods, may contribute to cancer risk, moderate, mindful use of appropriate oils within a healthy diet poses minimal danger. As with most nutrition science, it's about the big picture, patterns over time, not isolated meals. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.